It's your boy Hennythemoor reporting live from the liquor store. How's everybody doing today, man? And hey, I know it's a little early. I know I got the show scheduled for 6:30. It's 6:20, so that just means you get an extra 10 minutes as a premium Dallas Cowboys content, man. And there's a lot to talk about today, man. We're ramping up for the Dallas Cowboys versus the New York Giants. We have a special edition of Scouting the Enemy tomorrow when we take a look at Detroit versus Kansas City, which will be a very, exciting matchup. And, there's a bunch of different things that happen around the league. The market for pass rushers got reset. Mike McCarthy unveiled, his theme for the Dallas Cowboys going into the 2023 season. So there's a lot to talk about, man. So y'all know, just go get your favorite snack, get your best refreshment. And we're going to kick back and talk about the Dallas Cowboys for an hour some change, man. But y'all know the usual rules and regulations when y'all slide up in here to the liquor store, man. First and foremost, I need you to hit that like button. The more likes you get on a YouTube video, the more that YouTube will promote it. So, if you're on Facebook or YouTube, you want to support the content, you want to see Hennythemoor, grow, and you want to see the platform expand, hit the like button. Ain't gonna cost you a dime. And, it goes a long way in helping, the platform grow and for the content to get out there. The algorithm is real tricky on Facebook and YouTube. But Jeff, what's up with you, my boy? I see you, Jeff, Mr. Gina Green, Desmond Ironman, Big Dow, what's up with you? Rico Jones, Raymond Salas, Double R, my boy Joe, what's up with y'all, man? Thank y'all tapping in and showing love to the liquor store. And hey, man, another thing I need y'all to do is help me practice manifestation. Just like my boy Rico Jones did, man. He done dropped 6 footballs in there, man. So we're doing nothing but 6s inside the liquor store. So Joe, I see you done drop the palm emojis. That's 5 of them. I need you to drop another palm emoji, Joe. We're trying to manifest that 6th championship inside the liquor store. So share the content 6 times. Right? Because sharing is caring first and foremost, but help us practice manifestation and share the content 6 times. It could be the 6 different Facebook groups, 6 social media platforms, 6 group chats. It don't matter. So just make sure you share the content 6 times. When you drop emojis like Mr. Gina Green just did, drop 6 of them. I see the 6 championships. I see the 6 praying hands. I see the 6 flame emojis, the 6 footballs. We going in, man. Tommy Stoll says 3-6 Mafia times 2. Hey, I feel that, my boy. What's up with you, Tommy? Thank you for sliding in and showing love to the channel. DC for Life, Texas. My boy said, what's good, Cowboys Nation? DC for Life, let's freaking go. Cowboys love number 6. And they dropped the 6 stars, man. Hey, my boy, we having me lit. Thank you for sliding in and rocking with us, man. So you done hit the like button. You done hit the share button. You done dropped some emojis. The next thing I need you to do when you slide to the liquor store, man, make sure you slap that Eagles fan upside the head, man. Because if you slap the shit out of an Eagles fan, I will be able to give you half off for all the merchandise inside the liquor store. And matter of fact, I'm going to change it. It's Giants week. So if you slap the shit out of a Giants fan, I will give you half off all the merchandise inside the liquor store. Right? They deserve it. They've been talking crazy all season. They just said Daniel Jones is better than Dak Prescott. So they obviously is on that dog food. They on fentanyl. They on every other strong drug you can imagine. So it's best to slap the shit out them and put them out their misery, man. So we're going to slap the Giants up, in the chat box. We're going to slap the Giants up when we line up against them, Sunday night, man. Yeah, the Giants fan be talking crazy as hell. It might be something in the water, man. I don't know. It might be something in the water up that way. But who knows? So, yeah, we're going to slap the shit. Yeah, man, they said Giants. Man, they said Daniel Jones better than Dak Prescott. Come on now. They own something, man. They own something very strong. And it's not over the counter. What they own is not from over the counter. So, hey, man. So, yeah. So, make sure you hit that like button. You hit that share button. You slap that Giants fan upside the head. You slap that Eagles fan upside the head. And then if you want to enter for opportunity to win, one of the 3 prizes, hit that Cash App or hit that Super Chat, man. Because right now we're running a raffle that's going to run to November the 1st. And that raffle is going to be for a copy of Madden 24, whatever system. I got you. A Dallas Cowboy jersey of the winner's choice. You win it. Let me know the size and the color, and the person you want, and I got you. And then, the third place winner is going to get a bobblehead. So for the bobblehead, just let me know the player that you want. So those are the three prizes. If you want a chance to enter to win, all you got to do hit the cash out, which is $Hennythemoor, or you can hit the super chats or the super stickers. It's $5 at entry. And like I said, you got all the way to November the 1st to get your raffle entries in. So you want to participate, that's how you can do so. Or you just want to support your boy Henny. That's how you can donate and get into it. But again, I appreciate y'all. Let's jump to the content, man. Let's jump right into the content now. So before I unveil the Cowboys theme for 2023, let's talk numbers. This is the liquor store. I'm the numbers guy. I like numbers. So there's a number, that's out there now. The entire market for pass rushers has been reset thanks to the contract by Nick Bosa. So according to Adam Schefter, right, he's one of the best insiders. If he reports it 9 times out of 10, really 9.9 times out of 10 is true. So the sources said that Nick Bosa has agreed to a 5-year, $170 million extension, right, with the San Francisco 49ers, including $122.5 million guaranteed. All right, so by a wide margin, it would make him the highest paid defensive player in NFL history. So the market has been reset. So Henny, thanks for helping Triple R for me. Much appreciated. Anytime, I got you. Michael Lockhart, what's up with you? I appreciate you sliding in and rocking with me. So yeah, man. So the market has been reset, right? And usually this is not none of our business, right? But because we have a elite pass rusher ourselves who is in line to get paid in Micah Parsons, this is our business now. So salute to Nick Bosa. He's a great player. He deserves his money. But that, has pretty much set the floor for the Micah Parsons contract. You now cannot offer Micah Parsons anything under $170 million. He's made 2 consecutive All-Pro selections. He's been an All-Pro every year. He's had 13 sacks every year. He's been in the running for Defensive Player of the Year every year up to this point. So Micah Parsons is one of the people you cannot play hardball with because his numbers and production say that he is on the level of a Nick Bosa. Right? Nick Bosa is a phenomenal player. Micah Parsons might really be better. He probably is better. Right? Just to be honest. Nick Bosa's been in the league for quite some time at this point. This is just year 3 for Micah. This is just year 3 for Micah. So when you go to the negotiation table with Micah Parsons, right, you will have to reset the market again with him. So judging by the statistics, right, judging by the numbers on this contract, it was 5 years, $170 million. So Micah Parsons will probably want 175, 180, 190, somewhere in that ballpark, because he also would like to reset the overall market. He would like to reset the market in some way, shape, or form. Nick Bosa got 122.5 guaranteed at the time of signing. So Micah Parsons, right, coming behind him, wanting to reset the market. He's going to want 123, 124, 125, maybe 130 or 140 at the time of signing, right? Because it's Micah Parsons. And remember, we're talking about Micah Parsons possibly competing for Defensive Player of the Year. So let's say, Micah Parsons doesn't even do that. Let's say Micah Parsons just has a regular Micah Parsons seasons. That's still 13 sacks. That's still a first-team All-Pro selection. That's still a Pro Bowl selection. That's still Defensive Player of the Year votes. Right? So Micah Parsons, even if he just repeats the kind of production that he had these last couple of years, that would mean he would end this season with 3 All-Pros, 3 Pro Bowls, and then close to 40 sacks total. Close to 40 sacks. So Micah Parsons is going to get some money. There's nothing that you can say to Micah Parsons when he comes to the table, right? Because remember, even if somebody had the audacity to say, well, Nick Bosa is better. Well, Nick Bosa is spoken for the next half a decade. So even if you think Nick Bosa is slightly better, I do not. I think Micah Parsons is a better player. You can't even use that because Nick Bosa is accounted for. So Micah Parsons is the next best thing, or the better player. So you will have to come to the table, be very respectable, with Micah Parsons and just meet his financial acts, because the numbers say he's young. He'll probably be a 3-time All-Pro, and this is not even counting the fact that he might win Defensive Player of the Year, right? If he wins Defensive Player of the Year, then like the numbers I threw out might even go up. Like Micah Parsons might be a player to get $36 million a year, $38 million a year. He might make this almost as much money, as some of these quarterbacks, the way that he's playing, the way that he's producing, right? So, Hoodlum said we need to go a GoFundMe for Parsons. James Simmons, what's up with you, man? Thank you for tapping in and showing love to the channel. So yeah, man, Micah Parsons is going to get paid. I wish that Micah Parsons was my homeboy. I'm not going to lie to you. I wish that he was my homeboy, my cousin, something. That boy is finna get paid. You know what? I need a rich cousin so I can go big. What's up with you, James Simmons? Thank you for tapping in and showing love, man. I appreciate you for rocking with your boy. And yeah, you see my boy done dropped the 6 shot glasses, man. So he practicing manifestation in the liquor store. Jameson Taylor said 4-0. Oh, is your team up 4-0 or are they down 0-4? But salute to you though, my guy. Thank you for tapping in. So let's see. Yeah, what's up with your Raymond Silas? They were tapping in and showing love. So yeah, man. So let's go further because we already know that he wants Nick Bosa money. But let's just take a look at the pass rusher market right now. Right. Cause listen, these edge rusher numbers just got blew out the water. Nick Bosa went crazy. Nick Bosa went crazy, man. Let me show y'all what I'm talking about. Calvin Jefferson said Micah Parsons' dad said he's getting at 200 M's. Then you listen to his daddy. I also saw his brother said he gonna get some good money too. So both Micah Parsons and Micah Parsons' daddy and brother, said he's gonna break the bank. So anybody sitting here talking about team-friendly deal, get it out your head. Get it out your head. Get it out your head. iRock, what's up with you, my boy? Thank you for tapping in and showing love to the channel. Thank you for rocking with me over here, man. So, of course, this does not include the Nick Bosa contract. This does not include the Nick Bosa contract. Because Nick Bosa is getting $35 million a year. So, if you were to just plug in, the Nick Bosa contract, it'll be Nick Bosa making 35. It'll be TJ Watt making 28. Joey Bosa making 27. Myles Garrett making 25. And Max Crosby making 23. So those would be the 23.5. So those would be the 5 highest paid pass rushers in the National Football League. Watt, it'll be Bosa, Watt, the other Bosa, Myles Garrett, and Max Crosby. Matter of fact, I know they mama and them happy as hell. She got 2 sons that make over 100 M's. Shout out to my boy Double R for the $2 super chat. He said, "Hear my donation to keep the Parsons a Cowboy." Man, hey, it's to keep the Micah Parson like Dallas Cowboy fun going on in the chat box, man. Y'all drop them super chats. Y'all drop them super chats, man. Drop a super chat or a cash app if you want Micah Parsons to stay at Dallas Cowboy, man. We gonna have to pull some money together. It's gonna be hard. The Dallas Cowboys might have to push the Micah Parsons contract back. They might have to push that contract back. I can't see him getting the contract next year just based on the current cap that we got. Jameson Taylor said he got dialysis today. Man, I pray for you, man. Hey, I'm glad it went well too. He said he was okay after dialysis. Okay, great. I am happy it went well for you, brother. I'm glad that you're here with us and in good spirits, my boy. So I appreciate you. So yeah, man, these numbers is astronomical. So listen, pass rushers were already making wide receiver money. Now, thanks to the Nick Bosa contract, pass rushers are going to start making quarterback money. Exactly, Calvin Jefferson. What if Micah Parson break the sack record? Tariq said Micah's not getting the contract next year. That's CD Lamb money. Well, y'all tell that to Micah. Now, listen, I still think, the Dallas Cowboys might postpone it. They probably should, right? Because I don't know how you pay all of them in 1 year. But we all know that the cap is not real. We all had imaginary friends that were realer than the cap growing up. We had an imaginary friend back in the day that was realer than the salary cap. So, while it may be hard, I'm sure that there's a way that they could pay everybody and make everybody happy. Because remember, you actually save money extending Dak Prescott. So you save about $26.2 to $30 million by extending Dak. Right. There are other salary cap moves that you can make. If you're not happy with Michael Gallup after this year, you can move on from him, save yourself a little bit of money. If you believe that Tyler Smith and another offensive lineman are ready to hold down the left side, you could possibly move on from Tyron Smith and save a little bit of money. Not that I would want to, but there are maneuvers the Dallas Cowboys can make, to clear up some more cap space. So I'm not necessarily saying it is or isn't going to happen next year. I'm not sure. But, I definitely see Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb getting paid before Micah Parson does. That's really the only way it can go down. Because remember, CeeDee Lamb only has a 5th-year option left after this year. So CeeDee Lamb next year will be on a 1-year deal. Meaning, you don't get something done with CeeDee Lamb, you're risking losing him on the open market. You still have 2 years of Micah Parsons after this season. His fourth year, and then his 5th-year option. So you could possibly put the Micah Parsons contract back. Yo, what's good, Justin Kitchen? They were tapping in and showing love. Tariq said if the Cowboys win the Super Bowl this year, all bets are off. Micah then has to get paid. Listen, if Micah Parsons is Micah Parsons again this year, he's going to get paid. Because remember, Micah Parsons has been a first-team All-Pro every year, if I'm not mistaken. He's had 13 sacks at least every season that he's been in. So if Micah Parsons is just Micah Parsons again, he's going to have, close to 40 sacks, 3 All-Pro selections, 3 Pro Bowl selections, right? It's going to be hard to tell him, play with Micah Parsons. But the beautiful thing about Micah Parsons holding out, it's really too early for him to try to hold out. He has this year and next year. So Micah Parsons' contract is controlled. Yeah, he has 26.5 sacks right now. So if he get 13.5 sacks again this year, he'll have 40. So by the end of year 3, he can have 40 sacks. He can have 40 sacks, 3 All-Pro selections, 3 Pro Bowl selections by the end of this season, right? So it's gonna be hard for us to go to Micah Parsons and try to play the games, that we play with everybody else. So thank God, that he could. And listen, he could if Jerry Jones, could play hardball with him. But holding out, you really don't have leverage in holding out because remember, after the 5th-year option, they can also franchise tag Micah Parsons. They were willing to franchise tag Dak Prescott, a quarterback, 2 times in a row. So they definitely don't mind franchise tagging Micah Parsons at least once. So theoretically, the Dallas Cowboys control his contract the next 3 years. the next 3 years. So it just really depends on how they want to play it. Hopefully, they get the deal done. There's no bad blood. And, you keep Micah Parsons happy and he wants to retire Dallas Cowboys. But, those are things for down the line. Right now, he can't sign a contract right now if he wanted to. Rules don't allow it. He had to have at least 3 years in. He got to be a 3-year vested vet before he can sign an extension. So, we'll cross that bridge when we cross it. But, at the end of that bridge for Micah Parsons is going to be a big-ass bag of money. It's going to be a big-ass bag of money for Micah. All right, so now that we discussed Micah Parsons and his Nick Bosa contract, how that affects him moving forward, now that the market has reset, let's talk about, Mike McCarthy. What's up with you, Thomas A. Garrett? I see you, my boy. Let's talk about Big Mike Soprano, Mike McCarthy, and his theme going into the season. So, according to Clarence Hill and numerous other sources, I'm not going to lie to you, I just randomly picked his. But according to him, the Cowboys' theme for this season is Carpe Omnia, which means seize everything in Latin. It's a Latin phrase, and it sounds gangster as hell. I ain't going to lie to you. Carpe Omnia. Seize everything. So he said that's the way we're looking at this season. We have an empty picture frame in front of the team room. It illustrates that pictures say 1,000 words, but the reality of it is an empty frame. It's everything because it is all the possibilities, capabilities, what's in front of us. Are we going to do what we need to do every single day? Everything that we can possibly do to fill that frame and be part of the history and tradition of the Dallas Cowboys. Man, come on, Mike. Let's get it. Let's get it. What's up with you, Danny Savage? Big Ben and Rich, JB2. Salute to y'all, man. Thank y'all for rocking with your boy. Hey, man, make sure y'all hit that like button on the way in. Make sure you hit that share button on the way in, man. Right now, I got a total of, let's see how many folks are here. I got 37 folks watching and 28 likes. So the 9 people that ain't hit the like button yet, make sure you hit that like button for your boy Henny, man. Jeffrey Smith, what's up with you, man? I don't know if Micah gonna sign a 7-year deal, according to what his brother said. So I don't think he's gonna sign a 7-year deal. But yeah, make sure y'all hit that like button. Make sure y'all hit that share button. Special K, what's up with you, man? Make sure you hit that Cash App. Make sure you hit that Super Chat so that y'all can get an opportunity to win a copy of Madden 24, a jersey, or a bobblehead, man. So hit the Cash App, hit the Super Chats. $5 a pop for the entrance. Danny Savage said, I want a wrench to tune up Eagles fans. I'm surprised you ain't got a wrench already. Let me go ahead and correct that. Special K, you be in here too, so I'm going to go ahead and correct that on your end as well. So, booyah. There you go. There's a wrench for Danny Savage, and there's a wrench for my boy Special K. So, y'all welcome the boys to the wrench gang, man. They holding it down and rocking with us, man. He said, come on, hit that like button. I don't want to see Henny do that ugly cry. He said, why do we tell everybody or business as a Cowboy organization something stay in-house? Every team has a mantra for the season. All 32 teams. So, that's just something that the Dallas Cowboys did for their theme this year. But all 32 teams have mantras and themes going through the season. We only are familiar with ours because we follow our team. But all 32 teams have shit like this. Thomas A. Garrett, I got you. I'm surprised you ain't got one either. So, bam, I got you. Don't be jealous, Jeffrey. I got you. There's that. And then Big Benny Rich, I'm going to slide you in here. So, y'all welcome Thomas A. Garrett. Y'all welcome Jeffrey Smith. And y'all welcome Big Benny Rich as well. So, now I got the folks that actually be in here tooled up so they can they can tool some folks up. They got to run in here acting crazy. Let's jump back to the content. See, Dirty Sanchez said we're going to beat those Giants down to midgets this weekend. They already midgets. So, we're just going to beat them accordingly. But I like this theme for the Dallas Cowboys, man. I definitely do. Top Shotter, what's up, my boy? Thanks for sliding in and rocking with your boy in the liquor store, man. So I like the theme. Here is the stuff they were talking about. So you see, they actually have, pictures from big plays we made. They also have, the championship pictures from all our other past for all our other past championships in here. You see the 71 team, the 77 team, the 92, the 93, and the 95 team. And then, of course, they got the 2023 season loading. Right, they got the blank picture frame with 2023 in the middle. And if you're wondering, who the person that is right there standing. Hold on, I forget the boy name that quick. But the long story short, the dude with the sword, he's also on their hoodies and things like that. He was a Sikh. He was a Sikh war general that won numerous battles, back in the day. So that's why they got the Carpe Omnia on there. So he was a bad man back in the Gap. Said Dak will tie Roger Staubach if he beats the Giants this weekend for 11th time in a row. Speaking of that, we did a milestone show last month, but just a friendly reminder, with 57 passing yards, Dak Prescott will become only the second quarterback in NFL history to throw for 25,000 yards and rush for 1,500 yards in their first 100 games. The only other quarterback to do that is Aaron Rodgers. So he will, become the second quarterback in league history, outside of Aaron Rodgers to meet that goal with 57 passing yards Sunday night. So salute to Dak Prescott. And he will also become one of the fastest quarterbacks in league history to 25,000 passing yards. I think he'll be like 4th or 5th, if I'm not mistaken. Because this will be this will be game number 98 for Dak Prescott, if I'm not mistaken. Yo, 681 boy, what's up with you, my boy? They were tapping in and showing love. I see you, man. I've been saying that last year, with extra money, we will have 11 primetime games with prime head coach. Maybe. We'll see. He said Carpe Omnia looks like that crazy uncle that comes over for Thanksgiving. But that's not his name. Carpe Omnia just means to seize everything in Latin. I forget his name though. He said, I just posted the Carpe Omnia pic in my Facebook group. Hey, see you tomorrow, Jameson Taylor. They were rocking with us, my boy. You get your rest. Yeah, thank you for rocking with us, my boy. So, yeah, man, listen, but that's the perfect mindset to have for the Dallas Cowboys, man. That's the perfect mindset to have because nobody's going to roll over because we're the Dallas Cowboys and give us anything. Anything that we want this season, anything we want to achieve, we got to come and take it from them. These wins, we got to take it from them. This division, we got to take it from these other teams. These playoff games, this championship, we got to take it from these guys with force, man. We got to be forceful. We got to, go out here, and conquer these guys, man. We got to line up. We got to line up, man, and just take it in blood, man. And that's just as simple as it can get. It's just as simple as it can be. So I like the mantra. I think it sounds hard as hell. I'm looking forward to see if the Dallas Cowboys live up to it this year. Yeah, Dirty Sanchez, this team is definitely more than capable, of living up to all the expectations that we put on them. I really believe that, man. We're a much improved team offensively, personnel wise. I think we got better skill position players. I think we got better play calling, and we should be better, on the defensive end against the run, which was our biggest Achilles heel. So I just feel so much better about my team, man. My boy says 4-0. He said, you think Prime? I think that Mike McCarthy is going to be here because I think that Mike McCarthy is going to have a very good year. I think that Mike McCarthy, and everybody else here is going to still be here if they want to be. Dan Quinn might move on to greener pastures, right? Because, eventually he might want to get another head coaching job. But we do everything we say we're going to do. We're going to win a championship and all this other stuff. Then, I am getting ready to watch the Astro Texans. I honestly haven't felt this excited for the Cowboys since the 90s. It just got that feeling again. But man, when you look at what we have, man, just from top to bottom, we got a superb team, man. So I don't blame y'all for feeling excited. I'm excited. I'm very excited. Yo, Choctaw, Montana. What's up with you, my guy? Thank you for sliding in and rocking with your boy in the liquor store, man. I appreciate you for rocking with us, man. But yeah, that's a damn good mantra, though. I ain't gonna lie to you. Also, I did want to point out what Micah Parsons had to say about Nick Bosa's contract. Just in case y'all think he wasn't paying attention and say nothing. Micah Parsons be letting folks know that he's paying attention to everything. Micah Parsons wants you to know, yes, we are having a watch party opening night. It's going to be a special edition of Scouting the Enemy. Y'all meet me in here at 7 o'clock. We'll watch the season opener to the NFL season, the Detroit Lions versus the Kansas City Chiefs, and we will be having a watch party tomorrow, right? So y'all tap in, and it's important because we play Detroit this year. So it's always good to get an early look at teams that you play, and we are expecting to go to the Super Bowl, so we'll probably see the Chiefs. I still have the Chiefs to be the team to beat at the AFC. So, it's twofold. We'll get to see a team that will play in the, in the regular season, and then, possibly see them in the postseason because I do think Detroit will win their division. I got them winning their division. And, of course, if we get to the Super Bowl, we'll probably play the Kansas City Chiefs. So anyway, Micah Parsons on Nick Bosa's new 5-year, $170 million deal. He said, super happy for Nick Bosa, man. He really showed why he was the best player in the league last year. It gives you something to chase, man. And not in terms of his contract, but in terms of how great he was. He knows that I'm coming for him. He even said, I won this year. I know you'll be coming for it next year. And I said, you're damn right. So listen, Micah Parsons is hyper aware of everything, but he still didn't make it about money. He made it about chasing down Nick Bosa, in terms of the player that he is. Because Nick Bosa was Defensive Player of the Year. They did line up and beat us last year. So Micah Parsons, he wants that. He wants that. Nick Bosa signed a 5-year deal. He signed a 5-year deal for $170 million, meaning he's averaging $35 million a year, meaning he makes more than a lot of quarterbacks do. There are quarterbacks that make less money than Nick Bosa. So yeah, man, I'm glad that boy, you know, is shooting for that. Because when you shoot for greatness, man, you will be great. And Micah Parsons has shown it with his work ethic. That man been taking boxing to work on his hands, his hand-eye coordination. You know, he been putting extra work in. You know, he been doing everything, man. You know, he been practicing with former All-Pros in the offseason. All these different things, man. Like Micah Parsons has put in extra work to be extra great this year. And you got to love that about Micah Parsons, man. So when he says that he's trying to win Defensive Player of the Year this year, and when Nick Bosa bigs him up and says, you know, and Nick Bosa bigs him up, you know, and says you're gonna get it this year, right? Shit, that just tells you the kind of competitor Micah Parsons is, the kind of player that he is, man. He said, my personal opinion is too much money. Well, you know, that's everybody. You can make an argument that everybody in the NFL is overpaid, but you know they have a premier job that generates a lot of money. So you got to think about it. What Micah Parsons brings in ticket sales, because people want to go see Micah Parsons. You got people that are not Dallas Cowboy fans that go to games to see Micah Parsons. You got to think about it in jersey sales, right? Also his production, right? So in the grand scheme of things, even if you pay Micah Parsons $100, you know, this $180, $200 million contract, Jerry Jones still makes way more money than that off of Micah Parsons and all the other players. So, you know, my mindset is to get it how you live. You know what I'm saying? If they are willing to pay you $200 million, you know, you be a damn fool to turn it down. You know, so you know what I mean? So like, hell, if the market says he can get $200 million, you know, none of us should be upset with him getting $200 million. You know what I mean? Willie, what's up with you, my boy? Danny Savage, sad part, San Francisco gave up 3 number ones for Trey Lance, and we still can't beat them. Well, you know, hopefully things change. You know what I mean? We played them in the regular season this year, and, you know, odds are I think they'll win their division. They'll probably be a playoff team. So either way, I still think the Dallas Cowboys, you know, get that monkey off their back. And surprisingly, this is one thing I want to point out. Dak Prescott has never lost a game to the 49ers in the regular season. He's actually undefeated against the 49ers in the regular season and has not won a game against them in the postseason. As crazy as that sounds. So regular season game, we line up. I think Dak Prescott stays undefeated. You know, I think we go down there, handle our business. I don't expect them to be the same team that they was last year. But there's only so much you can do with limited quarterback play. So, you know, Brock Purdy, fresh off of Tommy John surgery, you know, I don't see this team being super dynamic, or at least to start. So they might put it together down the line, but, you know, I definitely, you know, think that we can get the 49ers this year. But yeah, salute to Micah Parsons, man. You know, he listen. Some of us may not like that he talks so much. You know, there are times where I hate that Micah Parsons talks so damn much. But, you know, Micah Parsons, you know, he always says something dope. You know, you can tell he got good character as a person. So, you know, salute to that boy Micah, man. You know we rock with you, Micah. Also, this is something by Aisha from DallasCowboys.com. It said, it's hard to notice, right? And this is actually a positive thing about Leighton Vander Esch. I know a lot of us have been trying to nail LVE to the cross. We've been trying to run him out of town. You know, we've been fed up with Leighton Vander Esch for the most part, right? So let's peep this. She says it's hard to notice it's hard not to notice how much faster LVE has looked over the course of training camp and at practice. Okay. Caught up with him today, and he is noticeably leaner. He told me that he did, in fact, make some changes to his regimen and diet. I love seeing players commit in that way. So Leighton Vander Esch is visibly leaner and visibly faster, according to people that have seen him at camp. Right. And I'm happy for LVE. You know, this is a guy who I thought was going to listen. I'm gonna tell you about my relationship with Leighton Vander Esch. When we first drafted him, I said, "Who the hell is this dude?" I thought it was a bad pick because I was not familiar with Leighton Vander Esch when we initially drafted him. Then he went out there as a rookie and made an All-Pro team. And I was like, "Damn, we might be on to something." And then every year since Leighton Vander Esch made that All-Pro selection, he has not lived up to what he once was. Part of it due to injury. Once you get a reoccurring neck injury, that slows you down. You're not trying to, hit the same way you used to hit. You're not trying to hurt yourself because you only got one neck. You know what I'm saying? You break a finger, you break you break a leg, at least you got another leg. Like, you only got one neck and you break your neck, you don't really like the shit that happens after that, right? So Leighton Vander Esch has had issues staying healthy. He has a reoccurring, neck injury. But, he been putting in the extra work. And that's one of the reasons why you should feel more confident about this team going forward in the 2023 season. Because if Leighton Vander Esch is better as a player individually, I think the sky's the limit. Because remember, we expect our linebackers to play better anyway because we brought back Jonathan Hankins and we spent a first-round pick on Mazi Smith to improve the defensive tackle position, to have them eat up space, to keep your linebackers clean so that guards and centers can't get up to them on the second level and make their job harder. So you were already expecting improved linebacker play solely based on the addition of Mazi Smith and the return of Jonathan Hankins, right? So you expected better linebacker play just from the fact you actually had big bodies to keep them clean up front. Now, if Leighton Vander Esch is individually better as a player than what he was in 2022, and he was decent, and he was actually decent down the stretch, that opens up another layer to this offense, man. So, is that Peyton podcast any good? I don't know. I never heard of it. Peyton who? You talking about Peyton Manning? Peyton Manning got a podcast? Y'all let me know something, because I'm not sure about this podcast you're telling me about. But yeah, so yeah, I'm looking forward to that, man. I do hope that we get better play from that boy Leighton Vander Esch, because truth be told, we need him. We already have very limited linebackers. Yeah, we already have very, very limited linebacker depth. We know that Overshown got injured. We know that Malik Jefferson, is also, on IR right now. So it's not. Or is Malik Jefferson on IR? I think Malik Jefferson on IR. So yeah, you don't have a lot of linebacker depth right now. So you're really going to need Leighton Vander Esch to play at a very high level and stay healthy. And I also wanted to point this out too for the naysayers. Hold on, before I do this, let me answer my boy Willie question real quick. He said, "I have a question. For some reason, we don't get to the NFC Championship game. Do you cut loose Big Mike McCarthy?" It depends. How do we lose? If we lose a shootout, let's say Mike McCarthy, as the head coach and play caller, puts up 37 points, in a playoff game, and we lose 37-40. Well, would you fire Mike McCarthy or would you fire Dan Quinn? Right? It's going to depend on how we lose. If we lose a shootout, well, Mike McCarthy is the offensive head coach. You scored 37 points, right, in a playoff game. That should be enough to get you a win. So if we lose a playoff game like that, 37-40, then Mike McCarthy might be safe. If we lose a playoff game the same way that we lost last year, we lose like 13-19 or some shit like that, then I could definitely see Mike McCarthy getting canned. So it'll be dependent on how we lose, because I don't see them firing Mike McCarthy, for losing in the shootout. So it would depend on how we lose. Oh, is Micah finna start his own podcast? Oh, that'd be dope. I'm definitely gonna tap in. Speaking of that, Speaking of that, right, points. Cowboys point per game and NFL rank. So in 2020, pre-injury, in the games that Dak Prescott played, we averaged 32.6 points per game. 2021, we averaged 31.2 points per game. 2022, we averaged 32.5 points per game. After Dak Prescott came back from injury. Right? So week 5 onward, we averaged 32.5 points per game. So the last 3 years, Dak Prescott and this offense has averaged over 30 points per game. I know it's a talking point that we touched on, but to see the raw numbers right in front of you is very telling about the level of play that you've been getting consistently from your star quarterback. So, when you see numbers like this, and you also know that we had multiple other quarterbacks play and they were not putting up numbers like this with the same personnel, that shows you how important Dak Prescott is to the offense, and also why he's going to get paid. Why he deserves to get paid, right? Because remember, you're doing yourself a solid by extending him because you saved in there $30 million, but you also do yourself a solid by keeping a top 10 quarterback, under contract, for multiple more years. You extend your own championship window by doing that. Roy Williams, I don't give him a free pass or anything. I'm saying if he plays, if we have a bad game, I will, defensively, I will let y'all hear about it. That's why I said. That's why I said you can't just fire Mike McCarthy for losing a playoff game, depending on what the outcome is. If the defense is the one that gets ran off the field or gets points put up on them and we lose in that fashion, then of course you have to put the blame on Dan Quinn if the offense is doing their job. But at this moment in time, though, I'm still, overall happy with Dan Quinn. Right, we're one of the best scoring defenses in the National Football League. We're a team that has the most turnovers the last 2 years. One of the best sack teams. So the Achilles heels is the run, but this is the first year that we invested in the defensive tackle position to stop the run. Right, so I believe we'll be an improved defense overall. So I think we'll be able to stop the run this year. So we actually invested in trying to stop the run. You really can't do stuff that you don't put money towards. You know what I mean? We did not invest in defensive tackle before, and we still low-key have the worst defensive tackle room in the division. Right? You look at the Giants DTs, they're better. You look at the Commanders DTs, they're better. They spend nothing but first-round picks on them boys. You look at the Eagles DTs, they were better. They had Hargrave. I don't know how good they'll be this year, but they did, also invest multiple first-round pick in DTs. So, you can I only expect you to be good in areas where you invest in. This is their first year investing in stopping the run, so this is the first year that I expect them to stop the run. All right, so we talked about Nick Bosa resetting the market for Micah Parsons. We talked about the new theme for the season. We talked about Micah Parsons' reaction to that. So let's move over to Q&A for the remainder of the show, man. Y'all got questions. Your boy Henny got answers. So, drop your questions in the chat box. We'll chop it up for a while, then we'll get out of here, man. It's at HTM with Mozzie and Hankins. We good in the middle. I would hope so. I would hope so. Prime head coach Dallas value team goes to $10 million. Did anybody pick up Bohannon? Detroit, if I'm not mistaken. The Detroit Lions picked up Quinn Bohannon, if I'm not mistaken. Prince Charming believes that the Giants will sweep the Dallas Cowboys. But Prince Charming, let's ask a question. Let me ask you a question. Are you willing to bet some money on it? Now, if you believe that the Giants are going to beat the Dallas Cowboys, put your money where your mouth is. We can put some money up. It ain't got to be a whole bunch of money because, I don't know your financial situation, but I'll bet you some money that we beat y'all. I ain't tripping. And we can go game for game. I'll bet you some money. I got money that Dallas Cowboys beat the New York Giants. He said, you're not saying, hey, y'all don't shoot Prince Charming. You let Prince Charming stay. He ain't said nothing crazy yet. So y'all don't touch Prince Charming. Let him talk for a while. All I'm saying, listen, I'll bet you, kinfolk. Don't trip. I will bet you. You said the Cowboys are going to get swept by the New York Giants. If that's the case, put some money up. I'll put some money up. I like sports betting. This is my favorite time of year. I don't really sports bets on basketball. But, I know the game of football, so I feel more comfortable, betting on that. Prime said he wants to coach in the NFL. What's going on? Oh, yeah, no. Listen, Jerry Jones and them ain't even put Deion Sanders in the Ring of Honor yet. So, I don't think they're going to bring Deion Sanders in to coach. They ain't showed the man the respect to put him in the Ring of Honor yet. And it's well past his time. They immediately put DeMarcus Ware ass in the Ring of Honor. I don't think they really jail with him like that. I know that we love Deion. I know that we love primetime. But I don't know. Also, primetime don't want the coach in the NFL. That's what he said. Okay. Double R said, I got you up to $100, Henny. Real talk. Bet that. He said, I send the cash app now. Hey, I appreciate that, kinfolk. Jerry Jones needs to put Jimmy Johnson in the Ring of Honor. He should definitely put them boys in the Ring of Honor, man. They deserve it. They've done so much for this organization as a whole. Jimmy Johnson helped us get those 2 Super Bowls. The third one we won with his team. Deion Sanders, was a pivotal part of that defense when we won that, and he even stayed, after we were no longer, a championship caliber team, and he still rocked with us, played receiver, did kick return, did everything. So we definitely should have had Deion in. We should have had Jimmy Johnson in. There's a bunch of folks that should have been, in the Ring of Honor already. Bunch of folks. He said, I bet money Prime's son going to pull an Eli Manning and say he playing for who not playing for, stamp it. Well, I know this. Caleb Williams already done did it. Caleb Williams said he'll stay in college. He said he'll stay in college an extra year if he don't like the team that got the number 1 overall pick. He said he went in as a Falcon, as he should. They brought him in. I know he didn't win no championships over there, but they gave him a start in the NFL. Jimmy Johnson should have been in the Ring of Honor a long time ago. I agree. But that's the beautiful thing about the Ring of Honor, though. You can be in multiple franchises rings of honor. I'm pretty sure that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are going to put Tom Brady in the Ring of Honor, just like the New England Patriots will. So I'm pretty sure Tom Brady will be in multiple Ring of Honors. All those different things. The Arizona probably have both of them. He said Prime became Prime in Dallas. It definitely elevated his brand. Yes, the Giants lost to both Dak and Cooper Rush. Cooper Rush actually went to New York and slayed the Giants. So, you know. So yeah, y'all keep dropping questions in the chat box, man. No, it's cool. We're having a good conversation. Having a great conversation right now. So hey, go ahead, keep dropping them questions in the chat box, man, so we can keep rocking. Right now, we got 46 people all together watching. I got 4 on Facebook, 42. See, Tom Brady will be in the New England Ring of Honor later this year. See, so yeah, I got 4 people on Facebook, 42 on YouTube. And y'all make sure y'all hit that like and share button for your boy, man. Listen, we actually are caught up on YouTube, man. I got 41 watching and 41 likes. So God is good. I appreciate y'all for supporting your boy the way y'all have, man. He said we beat the Jaguars 59-3 in the Super Bowl on his sim. Man, that's crazy. It's crazy to think that Jacksonville would get that far, but I wouldn't mind, right? I wouldn't mind paying back to Jacksonville for that debacle last year. Rico, you funny as hell. He said, "Would Noah Brown make the Ring of Honor?" Hell no, because there's no honor in Noah Brown. Do I think the Dallas Cowboys will move on from J-Ron Curse? Unfortunately, it's sort of trending that way. Just given the amount of contracts the Dallas Cowboys have to give out, you got to extend Dak Prescott. You got to extend CeeDee Lamb. You know, Micah Parson might put pressure on you for his extension. Tyler Biadasz is doing extension. There's a lot of shit going on in Dallas in terms of these contracts. So I wouldn't be surprised if the Dallas Cowboys moved on from him, but I want them to keep him. Willie said by the end of the season, he thinks that Trey Lance will be QB2. I hope that he's able to earn that right. You know, it will go a long way. And 1, validating using that 4th round pick to bring him in. 2, you know, y'all all know that I wanted a more athletic quarterback to be the backup quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys. You know, because we do that, we won't have to change anything about our offense when if Dak Prescott was to go down, we can still do the RPOs, the bootlegs, and everything else. So I would prefer Trey Lance winning the backup job. So if Dak Prescott was to go down, you know, we wouldn't have to change our offense. And 2, once he becomes the backup quarterback, he can actually play in games, and so you can use him as a gadget guy once he earns the backup quarterback position. Because remember, the emergency quarterback, you know, cannot play. Danny said he don't see Badass coming back. Well, I would not want us to start all the way over. I would not want us to start all the way over at the center position. So I pray that they work something out. It may not be the most money in the world, but I do hope the Dallas Cowboys figure something out to retain Tyler Biadasz. But center is a very important position, and he's been playing with the boys for a while. What if he has an all-pro season curse? You think they would pay him something? J-Ron Curse having an all-pro season guarantees that he will not be a Dallas Cowboy. It completely guarantees that he will not be a Dallas Cowboy because they cannot pay him like an all-pro safety, and he will not want to be here making less than all-pro safety money if he makes that all-pro safety selection. Right? So I'm sure, I'm completely sure, you know, that he wants to be a Dallas. I'm sure that he wants to be a Dallas Cowboy. I'm also sure that he wants to get paid though. So what do I think about the kicker? I haven't seen him. I've only seen him kick in preseason up to this point. He did make a 59-yard field goal. Missed one as well. But, you know, we really have no choice but to wait and see with the kicker at this point. So hopefully he can go out there and be productive for us. But yeah, man, we'll just have to wait and see with the kicker. I'll be watching the Patriots versus Eagles, pulling for Zeke to run all over them Philadelphia Turkeys. I feel that too, and I definitely believe that Zeke will do it. Like Zeke is superb, man. He usually has great games against them. We'll see. If the salary cap jumps up to where we can afford it, I'm sure that they'll make it happen. I know, man. I can't wait. Man. James said 6-0 Cardinals. Okay. Well, hey, man. Said who starts at right guard if Tyler's out? The guard position is probably going to be taken up by the boy TJ Bass. The Dallas Cowboys view him as more of a guard than Asam Richards. So I'm pretty sure that they'll let him be the backup guard. And he's pretty damn solid in my opinion. I liked him coming in. Like I said, he was the highest graded zone blocking offensive lineman in the NCAA. He played very well at Oregon, and somehow he failed. He became undrafted, even though he had a 4th round grade, according to several major outlets and your boy Henny himself. So I'm sure that TJ Bass will fill in, admirably, and I think we'll still secure the win. I think he'll play fine. He said Zeke fit 1,300 yards. Ezekiel Elliott is not going to be the starting running back for the New England Patriots. Ramon Stevenson is still the starting running back, but Ramon Stevenson was one of the least efficient red zone running backs in the NFL, and Ezekiel Elliott was one of the most efficient red zone running backs in the NFL. So you do the math. They brought Ezekiel Elliott in to rack up touchdowns. Now, the 15 touchdowns, I can see it, because the running back they have has an issue getting into the end zone. He did not have an issue in between the 20s because he's very explosive. So I can see the 15 touchdowns. I don't see him getting enough carries to get that 1,300 yards because Stevenson is still listed as the starting running back. We'll see. And listen, you say he'll crumble. That means he's still getting reps, to start the season. It'll take multiple games of Stevenson looking like ass before they were to move on from him. So that still would cut down the opportunity for Ezekiel Elliott. So Zeke still wouldn't get the ball enough to rush it for 1,300 yards. But you never know. Believe me, I want Zeke to have a good outing. Micah Parson going to get paid, because remember, Micah Parson cannot sign a contract just yet. Only players that are 3 years vested can sign extensions. Micah Parsons is just now going into year 3, so he will not be eligible for an extension until after the regular season. Also, one thing I want to throw out there for people that are betting on the over-under on the game, there is currently an 81% chance of rain in East Rutherford, New Jersey during the game. So they're actually expecting thunderstorms and heavy rain on the night of the game. So it could be a very ugly, slugfest. You might have to put your big boy pads on and run the ball. We play the Pats in Dallas, so Ezekiel Elliott is going to be making his homecoming. I wouldn't know mind actually going to see that game, but yeah. But yeah, man, we've been on here for over an hour at this point. I appreciate y'all for rocking with your boy Henny inside the liquor store. Thank you for rocking with me. Thank you for blessing me with your presence. On the way out, continue to show the same level of support. Make sure that you hit that like button on the way out. Make sure you hit that share button on the way out. Make sure you slap an Eagles fan or a Giants fan on the way out. And make sure you hit that Cash App or that Super Chat on the way out so that you can be entered for an opportunity to win the Dallas Cowboy jersey, a copy of Madden 24, or a Dallas Cowboys bobblehead. So I appreciate y'all for everything. I'll be back tomorrow. Make sure that you check your schedules. Make sure you check your schedules. Clear your schedules. We're going to have a watch party for the season opener. So, I'll slide on in. God bless. I'll get at y'all folks later on, man. But I'm out. Peace. And thank you, Joe. Thank you, Justin. Thank you, Danny Savage, man. Y'all the best, man. I appreciate you. Double R, I'm going to get at you.